Yeah, I'll react to that, sure.
All right. Hey, guys. Whoa, that was loud. Jesus. 18 unusual foods that the English love. Self-explanatory, all right? Link to the original video, top of the description. Below that, link to the Discord. Love to have you. My name is Connor. Let's go. And then I'm going to do the last Blackadder episode for Patreon. And then put it up.
18 unusual foods that the English love. English food is unusual to many people who are not from England. Britons may mock Americans for their supersized portions, but that's all tough talk coming from a country with food names like Chip Buddy, where the 5 pence increase in the price of a frog-themed chocolate bar had the nation rioting, and a Jell-O is somehow acceptable to pair with ice cream. Long story short, British food can be confusing to the rest of the world. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more daily tips like this, and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos.
I think there's a lot of truth to a lot of stereotypes, right? But there are also stereotypes that just become kind of funny. And then sometimes people play into those stereotypes and exaggerate them. And then other people are introduced to the more exaggerated version. And it's a spiral effect, right? Not for everything, but I don't get why British food is better than French food, better than German food, better than Italian. Not better. Never mind. So, not better than Italian food. Sorry, Britain. But I love British food. If you make any type of food badly, but every sort of pie, shepherd's pie, whatever, fish and chips, love it. Roast dinner, Yorkshire pudding. There's so many great stuff. So much.
Now, keep watching for some unusual British foods that are just plain old weird. Number 18, Stargazy pie. The Cornish pie recipe features eggs and potatoes, but the most distinctive part of the dish is the sardine heads peering skyway through the crust. They're placed upright to allow the oil
I can't defend you guys here, all right?
Oils from the cooking to lead back down into the pie. The most baffling part of the dish is why the British Food Trust insists on describing it as fun as well as amusing to children. Number 17, ice cream and jelly. Okay, I understand dishes like jelly fluff, a combo of evaporated milk and Jell-O, came out of World War II era rationing and poverty, but there's no such excuse for serving ice cream and Jell-O. Jell-O is literally the worst thing to become popular during the American 1950s, including McCarthyism and the threat of nuclear war, and it's distressing to see it flourishing.
Yeah, I don't think Jell-O's great.
Across the world. Number 16, mince pies. Mince pies are filled with mince meat, which doesn't always involve meat. While the traditional mince pies often had meat and suet, animal fat, in them, today's mince pies are just as likely to be vegetarian, containing only dried fruit and spices. Again, tasty concept, utterly confusing name. Number 15, pudding is pudding, but that doesn't mean it's pudding. There is no standardized meaning for what pudding actually is.
All right, I'm gonna level with him here. I don't know what you guys mean by pudding. I've just accepted it that like it means cake.
So you can have the typical pudding, which is baked, steamed, or boiled dessert, generally involving flour or eggs. Then you've got your Yorkshire pudding, which is
if these are the same things as popovers that we have over here on like Thanksgiving, and they look exactly like it, okay? But also I said that your crumpets look exactly like English muffins, and you guys say they're different. But this with some gravy on it, mashed potatoes, turkey, or like some roast. Oh,
it's a savory, bready confection. And then you've got your black pudding, which is definitely not a dessert and is in fact made of blood. More on that later.
Again, I agree with him there.
Pudding. Chips with gravy. In Britain, This dish is called chips with gravy. In Canada,
Canadian,
this
yeah.
dish, with the
Poutine.
addition of fresh cheese curds, is called poutine and emerged from the 1950s Quebecois culinary tradition. In every other part of the world, this dish is known as a mistake, or perhaps a coronary. Can you guess what type of sandwich English people eat that is most unusual of all?
Yeah, the fries sandwich or chip sandwich. Don't get it.
Well, stick around until the end and find out. Number 13, time for tea. What's a day in England without a cup of tea? Afternoon tea, also known as just tea, is a light, special occasion meal like North American brunch, taken between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. But high tea, also known as just tea, is what you can call the meal eaten between 5 and 7 in the north of England, Wales, and working class areas of Ireland. Number 12, deep fried Mars bars.
Nope, never, nope. And this would be right there at like some Midwestern, Southern state fairs where they have fried everything. Like the words, the phrase gives me a stomach ache. Okay, that's how weak my stomach is around like fried chocolate. Like I don't even think this isn't something I'm saying, ooh, I feel like it'd be really good, but so unhealthy. I bet you it isn't healthy. I want nothing to do with it. I don't even want to smell it. Just stomach ache, confection.
Number 12, deep fried Mars bars.
Pass.
Believed to have originated from Scotland's Haven Chip Bar, the deep fried Mars bar is a Mars bar frozen, wrapped in frying batter, and then fried. The dubious delicacy has gained worldwide notoriety since its introduction in 1994, including a hilarious condemnation from Mars Inc., who said that deep frying one of our products would go against our commitment to promoting healthy,
you'd sell chocolate,
active lifestyles. Number 11, spotted dick. This delightful treat is a pudding.
I don't like raisins.
British speak for dessert, made with suet and dried fruit.
Guys, I feel like I'm giving away the feeling, if this is the first time watching you, that like I'm like, ugh, I don't like certain kinds of food. Okay? I'm just saying that it sounds like stomach ache. The only two foods that I keep trying all the time and I just don't like it, because if you go into a food that like you didn't like it earlier in your life, and or that you think it's gonna be gross, you got to embrace it. Raisins and olives, can't do it. I like olives maybe like on a Italian sandwich, but like a few of them, they're just so overpowering.
Part of the name naturally comes from the fact that it's
raisins,
studded with
olives,
raisins and currants. The other part of the name, well, we just don't know, and we'd prefer to keep it that way. Number 10, TV pickup. This UK phenom happens when enough Britons are watching the same show that them dashing off during a commercial break to make tea actually creates a strain on the national electric system. I can't think of anything more.
For some reason I thought he was going to say actually makes a small earthquake or something, because
more quintessentially English than causing an enormous national inconvenience by making tea. Number 9, Scotch eggs. These Scotch eggs aren't exactly what you think they are. Like many British foods in England, this popular pub fare is not what it seems, or not what it's named. It neither involves Scotch in their cooking, nor originates from Scotland. Instead, Scotch eggs are eggs wrapped in sausage, coated in breadcrumbs, and fried until golden. Like a matryoshka doll of cholesterol. Number 8, black pudding. This definitely not a dessert sausage made out of beef suet, pork blood, and oatmeal was named a superfood last year for its high concentrations of potassium, calcium, and magnesium.
Never had it. I would absolutely try it. I just feel like it would taste like, have you ever gotten a bloody nose and then like some of it drips down and like you can taste the blood? I feel like it'd be super metallic-y. Though I've said that in other videos and I've seen comments from you guys saying it doesn't really taste metallic-y. I would have to try it to believe you.
Even though it's one of the best elements of English cooking, it's often called disgusting or strange by North Americans, too weak to Google what actually goes into a hot dog. It's good, you cowards. Number 7. Variety is the spice of life. Or not. Britain's reputation for bland dishes is tied to a whole bunch of different factors. But perhaps the funniest one is taste elitism. When Europeans started colonizing India and the Americas, spice got a whole lot cheaper for the average European.
So as soon as others could afford it, it's like, oh, I don't want it anymore.
This aristocracy was not thrilled that plebs were now eating the same food as them, and decided the unseasoned food was the way to go. Gotta love England's logic.
Is that true? Come on. Like, but then if poorer people want to seem more rich and they know you're not eating spices anymore, then they'll stop eating spices and then you'll like them again because
6. Chips and curry. Despite 200 years of competition, the invention of chips and curry is somehow still among the least understood spins that Britons have taken on Indian culture. Number 5. Haggis. Making fun of haggis is too easy to bother with. Almost as easy as hunting the mythical wild haggis itself. The creature is native to the Scottish Highlands, and it has mismatched leg lengths, making it easy to hunt on flat ground.
Okay.
Just kidding. Haggis is actually made of sheep's innards mixed with onions and oatmeal inside the sheep's stomach.
Ken would gladly
But the
try
funniest thing about haggis is how many Scots have fooled unsuspecting tourists with the aforementioned story. And by the way, the dish itself is delicious. Number 4.
I can imagine it being really good, like with some mashed potatoes and gravy and...
Britons claim up and down that this dish is delicious, which makes me wonder whether number 1, they've somehow evolved culinary Stockholm syndrome, or number 2, as I always suspected, Britain is an elaborate piece of performance art aimed at making non-Britons cry.
It's just like, if you say one thing that like a baby food, I'd be like mush peas. But interesting you guys eat a...
Number 3. Fish finger sandwiches.
Fish sandwich?
British cuisine prostrates itself at the altar of carbohydrates, so perhaps it's unsurprising that the humbled battered fish finger has found itself a home within 2 slices of bread.
Yeah, fish sandwich.
This
amazing.
Regional delicacy has sparked a debate about whether it's cheating to use fish fancier than budget fish fingers. Oh well, I suppose it's still better than fish fingers and custard.
I definitely like a full, like a nicer, like basically like a fish and chip, just like sliced to bread size and put on or something like that.
Number 2, toad in the hole. Strange name, right? Well, it's a set of sausages nestled in Yorkshire pudding, which isn't really pudding. Yeah, it's complicated. Apparently, the name comes from the fact that
That's not...
sausages look like they're little toads poking their noses out of the holes in the ground, which is understandable if you've ever seen it.
This just looks like, isn't it bangers and mash? I thought toad in the hole was like more of a, like, you remember the fish head pie one, but like sausage instead?
A toad. Now, here's a British sandwich that tops our list of unique British foods. Number 1, chip cob. Also known as chip sandwich.
He's showing actual chips. I called that too. Fry sandwich.
A chip a batch, a chip roll, a chip muffin, piece and chips, a chip piece, or a chip sarnie.
There you go.
The famous British dish is a sandwich featuring French fries on a buttered white bun. In North America, it's known as the sandwich kids make at family potlucks when their parents aren't paying enough attention to stop them.
It just seems like it's like having a bread sandwich. It just seems like You know what would be good? Making like potato pancakes or like, and then using the potato pancakes as the buns. But I'll just like remove the bread and just eat the fries. You know.
What's the most unusual thing about British food from this video?
The fry sandwich.
Let us know in the comments section below.
And I feel like I've been watching enough British videos that this one might be considered, but this looks delicious, by the way, whether this is correct toad in the hole or not. Are those wedge potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, and a nice sausage? That looks amazing. But I don't think he's using the, like, what is that?
It's from the found, which is understandable if you've ever seen a toad.
Still interesting video. Yeah, I don't just, guys, I'm not gonna suck up to you guys. I legitimately, a lot of British staple foods, when they're cooked right, are some of my favorite foods. He didn't do roast dinner or anything. Interesting quick video, guys. I'd appreciate any comments. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you next video. Bye.